Hello everyone. Today I want to talk about the Bangladeshi perspective about why they cannot go to India. So, if you have followed the recent developments, so it starts from Kolkata Knight Rider releasing Mustafizur Rahman from their IPL squad because BCCI instructed them. And what was going on before that, many Indian extremist people were saying that uh, why a Bangladeshi player will be played in the IPL. So as far as you know, no Pakistani player can play in IPL. So they wanted to impose similar restriction to Mustafizur Rahman because he is from Bangladesh. And the reason behind that was that many Hindu people were facing different kind of atrocities in Bangladesh after the July August movement. So it is it will be dishonest to say that there no Hindus were affected by that time period, but it will be also an extrapolation that all the Hindus are being executed or there is a mass murder of Hindu people are happening. So it's a complicated issue which involves many Hindu people being involved with Awami League who were the regime during that time. But there are many Hindu people who were not a part of Awami League politics, but still, because of their identity, they were attacked by extremist people. But the common narrative in Bangladesh is like no Hindu people who are Bangladeshi should be affected. So it is the general consensus, but there are many people who would try to do something bad to Hindu people. So if we consider the stance of Bangladesh, it is always the protection of minority people. So it is not like that Bangladesh as a nation is trying to harm Hindu people, but as the police system was almost non-existent after July August movement, and army people are not equipped to do the coverage of the whole country because they are here for protection from other people, armies from other countries, but police actually maintains the civil society. So as the police department was almost abolished during those movement, but the interim government was unable to quell many of those Hindu the atrocities against Hindu people. But as a nation, Bangladesh was never condoning or never supporting those acts on Hindu people. So like now let's look at how Indian people is say interpreting. So they are interpreting many Hindu people are being persecuted in Bangladesh, and that is why they started to hate Bangladesh as a nation, though Bangladesh as a nation is not supporting the atrocities on the minorities. So there are many people, there can be a lot of people who have anti Hindu sentiment in our country, but that doesn't mean that that Bangladeshi people are, as a nation we are against minority people. Okay, so that's settled, that we want to agree on that point. Like there can be a contention like how many Hindus have been persecuted, so I don't want to debate on that topic. So I have to accept that okay, number can vary, it can be higher by some like Indian perspective, but it can be lower from Bangladeshi perspective. I'm not debating the fact, but the single most important fact is Bangladesh as a nation do not support any kind of attack on Hindu people or minority people. So setting that aside, so now when BCCI instructs Kolkata Knight Rider to get rid of Mustafizur Rahman because he is from Bangladesh, so what message does it give? So we cannot assume that India hates Bangladesh and they almost acted as a racist nation against Bangladesh, against Mustafizur Rahman because he is from Bangladesh. We cannot assume that. So that is what our government has done. So they assume that okay, we want to think best of BCCI, and probably they are not anti-Bangladeshi board, or they are not discriminating against Bangladesh. So what other reasons there can be? So the other reasons can there be is that there are many extremist people in India who do not support Mustafizur Rahman playing in India, and that is why, and India is incapable of protecting Mustafizur Rahman during the IPL, because Mustafizur Rahman will be traveling in different venues, and I think in some way BCCI felt that they may not provide Mustafizur Rahman enough security to protect him, and that is why they instructed KKR to get rid of or release Mustafizur Rahman. Okay, that is one way. But another way is like Mustafizur Rahman is a Bangladeshi, and we are discriminating against Bangladeshi people. That is why we are instructing KKR to release Mustafizur Rahman. So let's take these two decisions. If we want to summarize what I was talking, so India, that means BCCI, released for Mustafizur Rahman. So there can be two possible reasons that India cannot ensure protection of Mustafiz. Okay, but there can be another reason, which is India does not want any Bangladeshi player in IPL. So now let's look at this proposition. So BCCI or BCB, Bangladesh Cricket Board, talked about this, like India cannot ensure protection of Mustafiz. So the valid question is, if India cannot ensure protection of Mustafiz against all those extremist parties in India, then how could the whole Bangladesh team can feel safe? Okay, but now if you want to say, okay, no, India can ensure protection of Mustafiz, that was not the reason to releasing Mustafizur Rahman. So what else remains? That means India does not want any Bangladeshi player in IPL. So what is this? It is a discrimination against a Bangladeshi player. So if a nation does any discriminatory act against another nation's person or citizen, what will be the general response? So if I just say India discriminates against Mustafiz. Why? Because he is from Bangladesh. So that means India is discriminating not against the individual Mustafiz. They have nothing against Mustafizur, but they are against Bangladesh. So if a country is discriminating a citizen of a country, how can that country go to that country, this India country, to play World Cup? So any nation with a little bit of self-respect, like it doesn't matter if India is bigger than Bangladesh, it doesn't matter. Bangladesh is a country, sovereign nation, so it has its own self-respect. So whoever it is India, USA, China, whoever it is who discriminates as a Bangladeshi citizen who is a cricket player, then how can our cricket team can play to India? So if I talk about this, like if you say that there is no security concern in India, so you did not make Mustafiz out of IPL, not because of security concern, but because of the anti-Bangladeshi sentiment. But if you have anti-Bangladeshi sentiment, how can Bangladesh can go in your country to play World Cup? So it doesn't make any sense. So I think many people are not understanding the geopolitical thing, or they are saying that Bangladesh is trying to act like Pakistan. Like, I think it can be divided, but still Bangladesh harbors the hatred for Pakistani army, what they did in 1971. So that is like, it is an insult upon insult saying that Bangladesh is trying to be a Pakistan, because we always remember what Pakistani army did in Bangladesh in 1971. So this is another insult, and another insult is considering Bangladesh as a anti-Hindu nation, which is Bangladesh not as a nation. But there can be some people who are harboring anti-Hindu sentiments. But what India is doing, they are discriminating against Bangladesh by painting Bangladesh as an anti-Hindu nation. And when India insults Bangladesh in such a way, Bangladesh in no way can go to India to participate, to play some matches. If Bangladesh has to skip this World Cup because India is discriminating against Bangladesh, then it's okay. Because we are a nation and we have self-respect about us. And if a country discriminates our citizen, then we have to answer it in our with holding our self-respect, and that is why Bangladesh cannot go to India. So that is what I wanted to tell to whole world, because India is trying to paint a way that, hey, but it is a political India does not have any political security concern. Why is not Bangladesh coming there? So if India does not have any security concern, that means that they they is instructed to release Mustafiz because of anti-Bangladesh sentiment. And if there is an anti-Bangladesh sentiment of India, Bangladesh cannot go there to play World Cup matches. So hopefully this will clear up any kind of confusion about what is going on and why Bangladesh cannot go to India to play World Cup. So thank you for listening to my talk. Thank you.